Welcome to Quick Particulars. Join us in this journey on the basics of photography. Let's make you a professional photographer, amplifying your career prospect. Photography is the art and practice of capturing images using a camera. Whether you are a professional photographer or an amateur enthusiast, understanding the basics of photography is essential to capturing great photographs. In this video, we'll cover the fundamentals of photography, including the elements of exposure, composition, and lighting. Exposure. Exposure is the amount of light that enters the camera and hits the sensor, which creates the image. A properly exposed image requires the right combination of three variables: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Aperture is the size of the opening in the lens that allows light to enter. It's measured in f-stops, with a lower number indicating a wider opening and a higher number indicating a smaller opening. A wider aperture, lower f-stop, allows more light in, which is useful in low-light situations, while a smaller aperture, higher f-stop, allows less light in, resulting in a greater depth of field, more in focus details. Shutter speed is the amount of time the camera's shutter is open, allowing light to enter. It's measured in seconds or fractions of seconds. A faster shutter speed, 1/1000th, for example, allows less light in and is useful for freezing motion, while a slower shutter speed, 1/10th, for example, allows more light in and can create motion blur. ISO is the sensitivity of the camera's sensor to light. A higher ISO setting, such as 800 or 1600, makes the camera more sensitive to light, allowing for better performance in low light conditions, but also introduces more noise, graininess, into the image. Composition. Composition refers to the arrangement of visual elements in a photograph. A well-composed photograph is visually appealing and draws the viewer's attention to the subject. Here are some guidelines for creating good composition. Rule of thirds. Imagine the image is divided into thirds both horizontally and vertically, and place the subject at one of the intersections. Leading lines. Use lines in the image to draw the viewer's eye to the subject. Framing. Use elements in the image, such as branches or arches, to frame the subject. Symmetry. Create a balanced image by placing the subject in the center and creating symmetry around it. Depth. Create a sense of depth by placing objects at different distances from the camera. Lighting. Lighting is a crucial element of photography as it determines the brightness, contrast, and color of the image. Here are some factors to consider when working with lighting. Natural light. The quality of natural light changes throughout the day, with the softest and most flattering light often occurring during the golden hour, an hour after sunrise and an hour before sunset. Artificial light. Use artificial light sources, such as lamps or flashes, to supplement or replace natural light. Direction of light. Consider the direction of light and how it affects the subject's appearance. For example, front lighting, where the light source is in front of the subject, can be flat and uninteresting, while side lighting can create dramatic shadows and texture. Color temperature. Light sources have different color temperatures, measured in Kelvin, which affect the color of the image. For example, daylight has a temperature of around 5500 K, while tungsten lights have a temperature of around 3200 K, creating a warmer, yellowish color cast. White balance. Adjust the camera's white balance setting to match the color temperature of the light source, which ensures accurate color reproduction. In conclusion, understanding the basics of exposure, composition, and lighting is crucial to creating great photographs. However, photography is an art form, and these guidelines are only the beginning. The more you practice and experiment, the better. Thanks for watching.